Welcome to TCA, and today we have a very different product from what we have been doing for the last few months. It is not this knife. It is the ACER UT241Y A series of monitors. It's a touchscreen IPS rated monitor. We're going to first start unboxing it, and then we're going to connect it to our setup here, computers, or as my friends call it, the PC, and then we'll see how this monitor is. It's a new one in the series. Let's check out how it fares. It's not a gaming monitor, but we're going to try gaming. We'll also try using it in real-world scenarios of how you'll be able to use it on a day-to-day basis. And then finally, we'll tell you if this is worth your money. So what all have we got? We've got the monitor itself, which has the stand already attached to it, which is neat. It's nice and flexible. Apart from that, in the box, we have the power cable, which we will need. There is an HDMI cable, which is again something that we'll need. This is a display cable, which is additionally there. And then there is a Type-C to Type-C cable as well. So if you want to connect it as an extended monitor when you're using your Mac machine. Now the previous generations of these could not be used on a Mac computer. This, I believe, can be. We're going to try it out with a Mac computer. And let's power this on, shall we? We'll connect it to our setup, and then we'll try and move this around between different setups and see how compatible it is between your PC, maybe another machine acting as an extendable monitor, or as a standalone monitor, because this does have two speakers built in, so you can use this for entertainment purpose as well. Let's try it out. We now have the ACER UT241Y, which is a mouthful, but for the purpose of this video, we're just going to call it the ACER monitor. So we have got it set up here. It's connected to the CPU here. Guys, this is the PC, the whole setup. We had this healthy argument between the whole team, but for us guys, millennials, CPU, PC, we got it connected to the CPU. We do have another connection. So let's talk about what are the different connecting options that you have. One is the HDMI, which is what we're using for the CPU or the PC here. There is a Type-C input as well, which we'll be using for testing out other connections. Like I'll be connecting it to my Mac. I will try it on my iPad as well. Let's see if that works. And for a fun sec, we'll be connecting a very unique device as well. Since it's touch input, it's going to be entertaining. There are also two USB Type A ports, which are at the bottom, and there is one on the side. There's also a USB Type B port, which is available at the bottom. Now, initially when we were setting up, we were thinking about how it's not going to be convenient for you to reach out to these cables which are at the bottom, but all you need to do is just tilt it back down, and now you have easy access to all the ports which are at the bottom. This is the power cable here. Now, once you're done connecting, you can just switch it back up and you're good to go. So this is a touch panel. I am very impressed with the response rate. It's extremely responsive. We're going to record the screen. That way, you guys are going to be able to see what we're doing exactly, and that's it. So here it is. It's pretty quick. Not bad. So again, this is the desktop setup that we're running on this right now. To talk about specs, this is compatible with 90 Hz of refresh rate. It has about 240 nits of brightness, 16.7 billion colors, and I'm very impressed with the kind of quality of output that it's deriving already through HDMI. There is another cable, which is the Type B cable, or the port that is there. That's essentially for the touch input. That has to be connected separately. So if you're going to be connecting just the HDMI and then you'll expect the monitor to work, it will work, but the touch inputs will not work. It needs to send those commands through the USB Type B, which you have connected separately. So overall, it looks well. Now, with user scenarios, first of all, it's very nice to have a touch screen that you can interface with without using the pointer. This is the most convenient way of doing things around the screen, no doubt. But there are occasions that you will need to point out something or select something, especially if you're watching multimedia. It's going to be useful. Speaking of multimedia, it also has two speakers. both on either side of the setup. They are 2 watts, so it's only for maybe just listening purposes or if you're watching some kind of content on the go, but they're not really that bass heavy. I mean, they're really flat. Let's be very honest, they're really flat. You can just use these as reference speakers for just listening to audio at any given point in time. But if you need something that has more output, you will need to connect external speakers, probably running through your CPU or your PC or any other hardware that you can externally use. You could be entertaining yourself by consuming multimedia on the screen, and since it's a touch screen, pause, play, or even closing the applications down is extremely intuitive and fun to use. We're used to these sizes in screen, but if you have something as large as this is a 24-inch screen, out of which 23.8 inch is what is usable. The rest, 0.2, is just the small bezel which is at the side. I believe that's where the touch interface system or the circuit stay. Yes, since we're talking about the bezels on this the bezel is negligible, because of which it feels like the screen has almost flooded the whole area. And the small lip here, though it's visible, quite honestly, it looks very classy. The whole, I mean, look at it. It's going so well with the setup right now because it's all black and I love black. If you don't like black, paint it white. But this is the only color that's available right now from Acer. And it looks neat. It looks really neat. I like it. Let's try connecting other things. Like, let's try the MacBook now. We'll see how well it is interfaced and how well it connects. Right. Let's try this. Also, switching is quite easy. Now, there are buttons at the back here, and with a joystick of a sort on a small, all I need to do is first find the cable. There's the cable. Connect the cable. Now, since it's currently running on the PC, it's connected to the PC, it's gonna keep on this connection. But if I'm switching between the two, I can do it manually by just selecting here. And now we have an extended display for me to work with. I can just pick any of the files that I want to switch to the desktop. And now I have multiple screens to work with. And this is going to be the true test. I have not tried to use the touch interface while this connection is on. Let's try it. Oh no, it doesn't work. I wish it would have worked. They've been so much fun. But yeah, I now have an external display or an extended display for my Mac. I could be using both the screens together. And also, when I'm done using it as a display, I can easily switch going back to my PC. So I have multiple screens, multiple possibilities of way I can work. And since we are done using the Mac or the screen here, the Acer, as an extended display, let's try and see if we can have some fun with it by connecting not a computer, but a phone. Let's try the Samsung. This is the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. And if I plug this in, hopefully it works. The alternate mode, and yes, something's happening on the phone. And we have Samsung Dex. Now, with Samsung Dex, the best is you can use the phone as a mouse interface, or in this case, you can use the whole touch screen as a completely new, not a mobile, but an extended display of the phone. And this is so much fun to do, like watching Netflix.
Or you could stick around. That's fine. Looks like it.
Like,
sit down.
Compare watching content on this side of the screen, or when you're sitting at your desktop, you can just connect your phone, switch to Netflix, or can watch some media from your phone directly onto the bigger screen here, interact with it. The other thing that I noticed that you can also do from here is, even if I disconnect my phone, I can still use this screen as a screen mirror. And because of the touch interface, I'm still able to completely control everything, including my favorite thing, which was the camera. We tried this and it works. Not bad. So we're gonna play Half-Life. Now this is with the mouse. Look what happens when I touch. So If I do have to use this, I'll have to adjust the sensitivity. Maybe when I start from the center, it sort of works out, but if I touch anywhere on the edges, it just switches. That can be useful in a way when you want to just snap your way around, but it's not really that practical. The graphics on Half-Life are not really that great, but if you do want to see how it looks like if you're really gaming or want to game on this monitor, we could try Witcher. There you have it. I'm able to see all the details now. This is not a review of a GPU, but a monitor. But you get the point. It's not that bad. It's bright enough. I'm able to see the lights more clearly. I haven't switched on the HDR in the game. Otherwise, the light settings here would be really nice. But overall, the foliage, I can see the trees, the greens, even the texture on him is quite visible. We use a different monitor while we're gaming, or Mayur rather uses a different monitor, gaming monitor. But despite that, I think, Mayur, would you use this as a monitor for gaming? He says yes. You're not able to see him. Would you use yourself as a, yeah? So I'm saying yes. So not bad. So overall, using it as a extended monitor, yes. Using it as a touch interface monitor, yes. Using it for entertainment, yes, before he starts hitting me. Using it as an extended input-output device for your mobile device in case of Mayur, since he's using a Samsung, yes. So at a price point of $400 is what this retails at. Is it a good bargain? It's not a bargain exactly, but if you are a person who wants to use multiple devices at the same time, this is a device for you. If you like quality, this is a good quality device in itself, a good quality monitor. You get a stand with it which is flexible enough to let you adjust this. At the same time, you can also mount the same stand on the wall, which is again available with the monitor. It's not sold separately, so that's good. You get all the necessary cables and connectivity options that you need for the monitor in the box, which is again nice. So overall, it's a good price point. It's a good monitor to have, and that's about it. I have nothing more to say except getting back to gaming and probably playing around with the touch interface. This is Aurelius from Cornea Impression, or TCI, signing off. Have a great evening ahead. Come back here, man. Come back. Let's try to record a video and you need to come and interfere in my video.